This next story has Nigerians asking serious questions.
How can a fake organization be able to get offices in the federal secretariat?
FEMI GBAJABIAMILA alerted the DSS and the police about the fictitious agency.
By next week, you'll be in jail, I'm telling you.
Well, you ought to be in jail.
You ought to be in jail.
Adeyemi was arrested at his secretariat office.
Have its budget approved in the National Assembly. I mean, open bank accounts in the central bank. How is that possible?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Plan B TV. Adeyemi Matthew, he's trending. We have made one video about him. Now, this is part 2. First, I want you guys to watch this debate of K-hackers. We'll be right back.
You cannot, as an individual, even as a business entity, walk up to the Federal Secretariat and ask whoever that is in charge to give you office allocation and they will allot you one.
Maybe an agent gave them.
It's not a coffee that you just walk in to buy. Do you understand? So for an agency to be established, appointment letter procured, clearance gotten, EFCC certified, CBN account opened, budget allocated, money expended. The reason why we are hearing about it is because sharing formula did not favor some people. So if you're telling me that the man is an impostor, a con artist, whatever you call him, it's a fat lie. What I am here to say, and is my own conviction, is that the federal government of Nigeria and the presidency are complicit on this very matter.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not alleging. I'm not alleging. If there's no enabler, you will not have access. That's the thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stephanie.
You guys are even lucky that you guys did not see him in the presidential jet with the president going to France. Because I'm really surprised that let's break it down.
Okay.
NDDC streetlight projects are ordered in the Niger Delta for 298 million naira for 229 streetlights. That's 1.3 million naira per streetlight. It goes through a national assembly that approves these streetlights that me and you buy for 100,000 naira for 1.3 million naira per one. And we are complaining that someone got 1.3 billion. I am telling you guys, you might be very surprised that that man, he's not the only one that exists. There are thousands of them that exist, and those are just means to divert funds. Because there is no way you will tell me that a National Assembly sat, a budget committee sat on that budget, the National Assembly sat on that budget, and nobody caught that. See, the fact that Nigerians are talking about this thing is funny. In a sane society, Nigerians should be in the National Assembly demanding answers.
My brother, you get bulletproof.
My dear, I don't get bulletproof. But let me tell you something. The military of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is less than 1% of the population of Nigeria. This life where you live will not be life.
Okay.
You are better than, a dead person is better than you. Because when one person sits down and takes the wealth that should go around for others, you are as good as dead. The truth is that the fact that Nigerians are talking about this on social media, it's crazy. In a sane society, you should be how many of you have written petitions to your representative based on it? I've written one. I said it on Monday. Hold them accountable.
I can bet anybody that if we decide to do investigations today, Nigerians would not be surprised because you not get what our eye never see. More than 50 of that kind of agencies they exist today. More than 50. If we do investigation, if they doubt me, let them come and say we should prove it. We go get private investigative team. More than 50 they exist for this government. As of today. You see, it is unfortunate that these people don't really rate us. See, this is the worst that we would see. You know when people look at you, like somebody look you, they tell you, say, not the cup you carry so. You can't look at me like you the Chris. Because this guy has invited foreigners to come visit him. So there was a letter of invitation that followed through an embassy, approved, and you give foreigners visa to come. You say the guy is an impostor. See, if in my life I've never seen a domed party, domed politicians like this set of APC. If I had an opportunity to speak to Tinubu in the midst of this mess, even if that particular agency not the function before, we go just approve am and accept that, oh, yes, it's in existence. Wow. Because telling Nigerians of everything we have counted here, can any of you go to the bank to collect bank accounts without BVN? At all. As individuals. Even if you go sign for bank today, they suspect your signature. With your face, they not give you money. You go rehearse them again. These people get, see, Nigerians are not angry enough. And you know the most funny thing? Now this guy, video his face. This guy, video. This one, right there, when they ask, they won't wonder. It's the problem. Because guess what? As funny as this may sound, believe me, if we're in a sane society, in the morning you wake up, you go work. You know, say when you come back by 5, you go relax, chill. Next day you go work. You know, say at the end of the month, you dey get your 1 million. If you dey plan to buy car of 5 million naira, you know, say, yes, if you work 2 years, you go fit save. Do you know how we live in Nigeria? Nobody know tomorrow. We not really get plan, no. Now, as the thing come now with the plan, that's why they say we don't plan in Nigeria. You cannot plan because what are you planning upon? And that's why you ask a Nigerian that if you get 10 million now, what would you do? I won't tell you what he could do. He never get the money. Make the money come first. So the society is terrible.
Now, you listen to what the Keaka said. You listen to, there has been several videos of Nigerians, complaining. Everybody's angry about what is going on. How can this thing be? We don't want it anymore. Who is this person? How did he create this account? How did he open a domiciliary account with the Nigeria CBN? What's going on in Nigeria? The corruption is too much. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Adeyemi Matthew. They said this particular video was last year, I think thereabouts, when he was challenging Bola Ahmed Tinubu before this whole saga began. So I want you guys to watch it.
Where Chief of Staff to the President has meritoriously served for good 20 years and worked from minority leader, majority leader, and then speaker for good 4 years. I mean, he rose to be the number 4 citizen of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the question becomes unaffordable. At what point in the process did reference to non-existent agency allegedly enter the official record? And if that are indeed present in an official documentation, what that implies about the integrity of the process that produced and approved those documents? For President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to assented his signature to a budget that includes a non-existent agency according to his chief of staff is an embarrassment to this advocating government. My distinguished media practitioner, why the question persists regarding administrative process, budget lines, and institutional communication allegedly connected to this agency, if it doesn't exist? The state acclaimed non-existent agency as domiciliary, pounds, and treasury single account, all domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria. So what Chief of Staff is telling Nigeria is that the CBN governor, with his 4 deputies, 16 capable directors, and over 5,300 staff are clueless not to have dictated a fraudulent document for opening accounts.
Now you listen to what he said. But we are going to tell you who he is because we are watching several videos that will come just together in this particular channel. We are going to prove to you how the Nigeria federal government is an accomplice. They just use him to create this thing and they have been using him to launder money out of the whole country. But then I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise TV News. We'll be right back.
The government's spokespersons who have said, oh, this man is a con man, he's a rogue, he's discovered by the presidency, by the chief of staff who wrote a petition. The police have investigated him. They've dragged him to court and he's been tried. So, so back as October 2025, so we don't know him. They are denouncing and declaiming the person and saying that they do not know him, they are denying him. He's not known to government. But here's the thing. There are reports that this man and his agencies were known to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. That allegedly, whose official allegedly granted him access to the Federal Secretariat. So this man and his agencies that are called illicit agencies now were known to the Federal Secretariat. This man and his agencies were known to the budget and the National Assembly. This man and his agencies were known to the Central Bank of Nigeria, where he allegedly opened a number of accounts. This man and his agencies were known to the office of the Accountant General of the Federation. So which government agency is left if you are claiming that he's unknown to government? The Chief of Staff is not the government. The spokesperson who has said it's unknown to government, who want us to rely on their IPC, this is just their verbal disclaimer, say so, are not the government. This man is known to virtually all the agencies of government. He's known to perhaps the Foreign Affairs Ministry, who also once wrote a letter, bordering on protocol, not on the existence or legitimacy of the body. That you are receiving foreign delegations. If you are going to do that, you have to carry us along now. We shouldn't be in the dark as to what you are doing. He had traveled to Canada before on a foreign delegation and all that, and all that, and all that, and all that. And he's accessed our national patrimony via the budgetary allocation. So at what point do you then start disowning this person? So if you were to believe that we're dealing with a smart Alec, Adeyemi, and there's a con man, how was he able to pull off all that is done? Is it that government agencies are blindsided? I know that by law, including the Money Laundering Act, and by professional ethical standards and regulations, virtually every professional is expected to know his customer, know the person you're dealing with, not just the bank.
KYC.
So, KYC. So if somebody is bringing huge money to you as a lawyer, you must be able to, so on and so forth. So when they were giving recognition to this man, was it that they didn't do their due diligence? No vetting? So is it therefore possible for a Toji, for example, that terrorist, to gain access to the Federal Secretariat or the Ministry of Defense?
After several people have made different allegations, different commentaries, or accusations, and all of that, they decided to send somebody to Arise TV News to come and defend Bola Ahmed Tinubu, defend Chief of Staff to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also defend Adeyemi. But I want you guys to see how Shas, the most decorated journalist, normally if you watch Shas, whenever he's interviewing somebody, he's very calm, very learned. According to the information, they said he worked with several news agencies like BBC before he started working with Arise TV News. But I want you guys to see the person they sent to Arise TV News to come and defend Adeyemi and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, how Shas were even angry. I want you guys to watch this video.
How can a fake organization be able to get offices in the Federal Secretariat, have its budget approved in the National Assembly, open bank accounts in the Central Bank? How is that possible?
Charles, the nature of sophisticated crime and criminality across the world can be so tight that certain times you want to wonder how certain things happen. Let me give you a quick example.
Yeah, but it raises two questions.
I know.
It raises a question about America, how this could have happened in your government.
No, in America where we are.
No, we're not talking about America.
No,
we're talking about Nigeria.
Let me give you an example. On all of us were alive when the incident of 9/11 happened. The 9/11, why don't you say, oh, why did this happen in America?
No,
let me tell you.
Those are two totally different things.
No, you see.
Look, I'm afraid I can't, this is preposterous. You don't really have a response. Let me come to you.
I do.
Professor, Dr. Yakubu. What worries you more? Listening to to Dr. Taufik there? The allegations themselves, or the possibility that no one inside the system appears to have detected the warning signs that appear to have been so glaring?
What worries me the most is the weakness of the accountability mechanisms. That you can have a fake agency situated right in the Federal Secretariat. I definitely want to believe he even moves with policemen, meaning he's provided security by the state. He draws funds from the state. Now that 1.2 billion could have been 12 billion, could have been 20 billion. Now the amount doesn't matter because the mechanism is so porous. Now, if you reported last year that there is a fake agency, where is he now? What has happened to him? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
To be fair, he's been charged to court, but he is out on bail.
Yes.
If Mr. Charles, you open a government office tomorrow in the middle of Abuja, by next week you'll be in jail. I'm telling you.
Well, you ought to be in jail.
You ought to be in jail. But the reason why we could assume, even if we don't have the evidence right way, why it's taking time is there's likely political interference or some political interest. That is why it is not happening. And we need to really look at these things because, like I said, 1.2 billion could have been 12 billion, could have been 20 billion. And now when you have about 7-8 federal agencies all not being able to detect a fake agency to raise the red flag. On the other side, you have the National Assembly sending letters back and forth to that same agency, and somebody is coming to tell us it is fake. Please, I think we need to...
And these are people who have oversight functions.
Exactly.
Well, what is the point of oversight if you can't detect something that is, I mean...
Now, you listen to what they said. You listen to the whole video. Now, this is the first time I'm seeing Charles really getting angry. The guy was only trying to control himself, not to use some derogative words like an abusive or insultive words towards that man. Because they're asking you one question. You're talking about 9/11. How does 9/11 have to do with a terrorist attack? How has something to do with a corruption system in Nigeria? We are asking you, why is this thing like this? Did you know around the world? What concern around the world? We are asking you, why is this thing happening and nobody is talking and they have not probed this guy? No, do you know in America, what concerns America? And these people knows how, they thought that Nigeria are so stupid to the point that whenever we are talking, whenever you try to fight against this insecurity, against corruption, they felt like you are attacking them, you are working for Peter Obi. I don't really know. But anyway, I want you guys to watch a separate video of Trust TV. When Trust TV did a whole compilation of who is Matthew Adeyemi, and I want you guys to watch his public record, how this guy is so dimiwit, and I want you guys to watch the video. We'll be right back.
His public profile is thin, no clear date of birth, no verified business record, no confirmed royal house behind the prince title, no strong public history before the controversy. On Facebook, he presents himself as an Abuja-based administrator and financial wizard. His profile lists Anglican Grammar School, Igbaraoke, and the University of Western Ontario. But the education claims raise questions. There is no visible graduation photo, no Canada photo, no campus image, no certificate, no public alumni confirmation. An older report also linked him to LAUTECH, saying he studied agronomy, while his visible Facebook profile does not show LAUTECH. That mismatch needs checking. What his page does show is access. Photos with former presidents Goodluck Jonathan and Olusegun Obasanjo, pictures with Oni of Ife, images in suits, traditional regalia, and official-looking settings. But access is not appointment. A photo is not proof of endorsement. A title is not a credential. In 2026, he reportedly presented himself as head of a UN-linked youth body. The United Nations denied the link. Years later, the police say he has returned with a bigger claim, Director General of a presidential council. Investigators allege he operated 34 bank accounts, including accounts tied to fake government bodies. They also accuse him of misleading the office of the Accountant General of the Federation into opening a CBN account. That is not petty fraud. It is a failure of checks and balance. A man with little verified public history allegedly gained access to government offices, officials, diplomats, investors, and even a budget line of over 1.3 billion naira. So the question is no longer who is Adeyemi. The real question is who let him in. If he acted alone, key institutions have failed. If he had help inside the government, the scandal is deeper. Until those answers come, Adeyemi Matthew remains a phantom figure. But the bigger story is the system that opened its doors to him.
One might wonder, how did this person like this with this kind of track record got himself into that public office, though they said it's a non-existing company. And even to the extent, the CBN is an accomplice, the federal government is an accomplice, the chief of staff to GBAJABIAMILA is an accomplice. All of them are fully involved. And now, there is no way you can probe Adeyemi without affecting chief of staff. There's no way you can probe chief of staff without affecting Bola Ahmed Tinubu or the CBN governor. But that will prompt you to ask one question. What are they doing with all this money? Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise TV News with Oji Okpe, Ruben Abati, and Rufai Oseni. Who'll be right back.
In a statement issued by presidential spokesman Bayo Ononuga, the agency's alleged Director General, Prince Adeyemi, is described as an impostor who forged his appointment letter. According to the presidency's statement, Adeyemi operated out of an office at the Federal Secretariat complex in Abuja for over a year, hosting meetings with foreigners and Nigerian officials, and even attempted to obtain U.S. visas for his staff through a note verbal from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Chief of Staff to the President, FEMI GBAJABIAMILA, alerted the DSS and the police in October 2025 about the fictitious agency, and Adeyemi was arrested at his secretariat office on October 27th. The police raided both his office and his home in Suleja, discovering 34 bank accounts, 9 opened in the names of his fictitious agencies, and alleged evidence that he fraudulently opened a CBN account by deceiving the Office of the Accountant General. Adeyemi was released on bail and now faces an 8-count charge, including criminal forgery and impersonation, and is due in court on July 27th. Well, here is a video showing Adeyemi promoting the fake agency.
The vision driving the work of Presidential Economic Advisory Council and the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. This demand bold ideas, bolder actions, and strong collaboration, and decisive change. The council was created to serve a simple but powerful purpose, that is to support the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu (FR). Her mandate is clear. We aim to shape policies that not only stimulate growth, attract both foreign and local investment. Being privileged to serve as the Director General matters to me personally, because I know what is. I have seen the challenges and the potential in this country. I believe in what this council stands for. In the short time since my appointment, we have laid the foundation for impact, streamlining investor support systems, improving advisory structures, and aligning national priorities with practical solutions. Our work is ongoing, and we have a long-term vision, but the goal is simple: to build an inclusive, stable economy where opportunity is accessible to everyone. To the citizens, the entrepreneurs, and the partners, we are working for you and with you to move Nigeria forward. God bless Nigeria.
Well, this story has generated significant reactions online. After Adeyemi was arrested and released on bail, he alleged that FEMI GBAJABIAMILA collected 400 million naira by proxy to secure him the appointment, with a 200 million naira balance still outstanding. But Adeyemi's claim directly contradicted his earlier statement to the police, where he stated that one Dolapo Babatunde Tanimola, who died in a fire incident on October 22nd, just 5 days before his arrest, was the person who assisted him in procuring the fake appointment letter. The presidency has described Adeyemi as a serial fraudster, pointing out that in 2016, he falsely paraded himself as an ambassador of the World Youth Organization until the United Nations denied its existence. Now, here are the three questions Nigerians are asking online. How did a fake agency secure an office space at the Federal Secretariat, attract foreign diplomats, and get 1.3 billion naira into the presidency's own budget? And I'll take Kalu Aja's tweet. He wrote on X, "This situation is quite concerning. FEMI GBAJABIAMILA, the chief of staff to the president, claims that the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council does not exist within the structure of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. However, this very council is listed in the budget of the presidency, not in some distant ministry or agency. It's allocated within the budget of the presidency itself. This raises two possibilities. Either the presidency is unaware of its own budget, which is meant for its own operations, or the secretary to the federal government is being dishonest. What surprised me is that the secretary is making a definitive statement on an issue that can be easily verified. I have attached screenshots from the Federal Budget Office, which shows what the National Assembly voted on and what the president approved. The amount in question is 1.3 billion. We will be closely observing how the president responds to this situation. Dr. Bati, this story has gone viral on social media. I had highlighted the three questions that Nigerians are asking online. And of course, over to you. I'd like your comment and analysis on this subject.
Okay. You said it has generated a lot of concerns.
Yes.
Understandably so. Because this is so bizarre, this is so unbelievable, this is so scary that the Nigerian government will not know its own agencies. And that an alleged con artist, an alleged confidence trickster, scammer, will operate in the full-face, in-your-face operation of the Nigerian government, and nobody will raise questions. You showed one of the clips where he was even advertising and promoting the agency. Now, in our time, when we were in government, there was a basic book in front of you that, that was given to everybody, where they had the list of all government agencies, ministries, parastatals, principal officers of government with all their phone numbers. So if you came to my office and you said, oh, I'm this and this, I only needed to take one of those two books and check immediately if you existed. But under the APC administration, we have seen a scam in the right phase of government. How did the man get a space in the Federal Secretariat? The Federal Secretariat offices, are usually allocated through the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Some of my staff had an office there. I never visited the place because they would come to the villa to come and see me. There's no way you will get that office if your office does not exist. And yet, this particular fellow was given an office there. He claims that he has a letter of appointment that was procured, that was the word he used, by one Tanemola. When the police went after him in November 2025, the Tanemola had died 5 days before. And then he was charged to court in one of the reports in November 2025. November 2025. This is 2026.
Yes.
We are now being told he's going to appear in court on July 27th. Almost a whole year. The matter has not been considered in court. The man was holding meetings with ambassadors in a hotel called the West Carton, somewhere in Asokoro in Abuja. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs complained and wrote to the office of the NSA and also wrote to the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation seeking clarifications. All of that was last year. And then that man continued to operate. He met with Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps Honorable Benjamin Kalu. He met with other principals of state and they granted him an audience. So what happened to that publication that we used to have about existing government agencies and individuals that have been appointed into government? So what you have seen, the point we always made about, we've always made about data, information. You are running a government without basic information, without basic data. We are not even talking about MBS. Basic information about persons who have been appointed to positions. And this man, you say he's running a promotion, export promotion on behalf of the presidency of Nigeria. I think it's a scandal.
Complete scandal.
The disclaimers that have been issued by the various agencies of government, either is the office of the chief of staff or the office of Mr. Bayo Ononuga. No, those disclaimers are inadequate.
All right.
Nigerians want to know what is going on. They say there will be investigation. We all want to know the details of those investigations.
All right.
Because somebody comes up tomorrow and declares herself a first lady of Nigeria. Although we know Senator Remi Tinubu very well, but you never know. Some people may be passing off,
and they will be getting paid,
and they will have office, and they will launch their own programs.
And a budget.
And if such a thing happens, all of us will be involved in that fight.
We will.
Just as we are involved in this one.
Absolutely.
We don't want ghosts in the corridors of power who are also being given allocation.
Yes.
It also speaks to the National Assembly. They allocated something in the appropriation bill.
Yes, all right.
Now that appropriation bill has raised questions now.
Right.
How many other ghost agencies are on that list?
That's what it is. How many ghost agencies are on that list?
In fact, they should recruit some of us to come and help them do the analysis.
I'll do a very diligent job. I'm volunteering myself.
Arise News can release you to go and help them.
You know, I'll do a good job. When I see billions, billions,
put their house in order.
Billions. All right.
I keep on asking one question that I find it very difficult to get answer from. How can somebody that have a home, a company, all kinds of cars, you have exclusive or all kinds of money in your account, you have savings in gold, but all of this is still not, you are not contented with them. You are still stealing and stealing and stealing. What are they doing with this money? And the people that are stealing now, they're up to 80 years. Who probably maybe in the next 20 years, they are dead. Oh, now this money, what do people really do with money? Are they trying to buy their way out of this world that even when they get to the other world, they're going to have a mansion? Sometimes I try to process it if everybody is thinking the same thing that I'm thinking when it comes to money, that if you have a good home, you have a good car, and an affordable meal every day, like you can eat 3 square meal a day. I felt like that's what basic life is all about. But the idea of you having 20 houses, having undisclosed amount of money underground, beneath the ground, in the bank, everywhere, stocking them in gold, when you know you're still going to die, it troubles me. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. If somebody is just trying to, I don't know if somebody in the comment section can tell me what do people do with trillions. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already the president. Either he remove or leave in office now, he's still going to be receiving salary in the rest of his life. He was one time the governor, he's going to receive salary all his life. He's an APC, he was an APC chairman, he's going to be receiving salary. And now the revenue coming from Lagos, according to the information, he have about 50% coming to his pocket. Now, the money that this man have taken, according to the information by Reno Mokri, he was once a king of a drug baron. All this, what's he going to do with all this wealth? Like money, what's he going to do with it? It's like keep on siphoning. You using different agencies. What are they doing with this money? We are trying to unravel to know how this corruption becomes so obvious in the eyes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the whole federal government, and there seems to be no problem. As long as corruption, no, we are okay with it. As long as evil, we are okay with it. As long as insecurity, we are okay with it.